Good afternoon. My name is Torri Schaffer, and I am the president of Torri's Legal Services in the Washington, D.C. area. Serving legal documents to private citizens and small businesses can sometimes be a very tricky proposition. While most of the time it's a fairly routine process, there are those situations when it can become a little dicey or even downright dangerous. It's during those difficult and scary times that we realize that our job is anything but routine. And it's usually after an occurrence that we reflect back and wonder what we could have done differently to ensure our safety and reduce our vulnerability. I'd like to give some safety tips while serving legal documents. Tip number 1, never assume the serve will be safe. Always be alert and aware of your surroundings. The more aware you are, the more likely you are to spot a potential dangerous situation. Tip number 2, have a good attitude. Getting yelled at and cursed is just part of the job, but how you handle it is the most important part. Always be respectful, kind, and courteous to the people that you serve. Tip number 3 is keep the situation calm. The best thing to keep in mind if the situation escalates is for you to stay calm. Try to diffuse a tense situation rather than provoke it. Provoking someone who is already in an emotional situation will only make the serve more difficult. Tip number 4, take extra precaution when serving at night. Please be aware that the recipient may be more uncomfortable and suspicious of a stranger knocking on their door after dark. Tip number 5 is park your car in a safe spot. When you pull up to somebody's house, you should park your car in such a way that if the serve gets violent or tense, you will be able to make a quick exit. If you must pull into the driveway, it's a good idea to back in. It is really best to park on the street. Tip number 6, never go inside a person's house. By going inside a person's house, you are in an incredibly vulnerable situation. Another person in the house may have a violent intent, and you expose yourself to a variety of danger. Tip number 7 is step back once you knock on the door. When you knock on the door, it is best to take 2 steps back so that when the door is opened, you are not in somebody's personal space. People do not like to be crowded. Tip number 8, never turn your back. Turning your back puts you in another vulnerable situation, so make sure you are aware of where the defendant is standing and what they are doing. Tip number 9, keep your cell phone charged. Always have your cell phone charged and handy in case of an emergency. I hope you have found this video helpful in doing your job while out there serving process. Please stay tuned for our next video on what to do if you are assaulted. Thanks very much.